Hey guys, we realize a lot of you are coming to the page and enjoying the content, but we see a lot of you still aren't subscribed. And so if you could click that subscribe button, it'll help our channel grow and give you more episodes with a lot of amazing individuals. So what exactly is Forex?
Forex, yeah, for the average person who's never heard of it, like myself back in 2017, it's the foreign exchange market. So it's $1 trillion a day market. A lot of people have heard of Wall Street and the stock exchange, but Forex is dealing with currencies all over the world because you go to South America, they have their own currencies depending on the country. Same thing with Europe, China, no matter where you go in the world, most countries have their own currency. And then a lot of people have heard of cryptocurrency just recently, so it's just dealing with money, which to me, I mean, businesses, that's $1 billion market, but when you're talking about money itself, because there's an exchange rate, money is always fluctuating. Everyone keeps talking about inflation right now, but inflation just means that the US dollar is losing value. So people need to understand, well, if that's losing value, what currencies out there might be gaining value? And so to me, I always looked at it as a video game where if I press buttons on buys or sells, because you can make money both ways. I always say if you buy, you want price to go to the sky, and if you sell, you want it to go to hell. I had to simplify these concepts because it took me 2 weeks to even understand buy and sell.
Got it.
These things were so foreign to me that I had to figure out a way to dumb them down or like make them make sense for my brain to conceptualize. So yeah, I mean, largest market on earth it's like the ocean, and I know I could go swimming every day, get my couple of fish, because keep in mind $1 million is like not even a tuna. In $1 trillion,
you still consider it a small business if you make less than 7.4 million a year.
There you have it, right?
And so I try to tell people a lot, like, yo, that's, you might have a multi-millionaire, that's still a small business.
Right.
And so when it comes to like day trading in general, when you say day trading, you mean like Forex day trading or, crypto. Is there a difference between those two?
The reason I say day trading versus label myself as a Forex trader is because I do trade multiple like asset classes. It's not just, I started out where I was trading like Euro USD, and then I also was trading USD JPY. But then even recently I'm trading XRP, which is a crypto. So it's like the skill set of trading is me being able to look at a chart, mark up the chart, do some fundamental research as far as like, why do I believe it will go up or down in value? And then be able to execute the trade based on what I'm seeing and what my understanding is. Have a good risk to reward, have some type of good psychology and bias around why I'm getting in and then how long I plan on being in. So all of these things factor in, but just the skill set of trading is more so what I take pride in versus what I'm trading.
Gotcha. Okay. So now you got this guy's course. Did you end up refunding it?
No. Yeah. Once I saw it was legit, I was like, okay, I'm going to stick to this and just try to keep learning every day, tapping in with him on Zooms. And I remember when I made my first $7, I had tried to withdraw it so that way I could see like if I get
real.
Yeah, if I get the $7, and I remember hitting my account and me just being on some like.
How long did it take you to get your first $7?
I remember it was that week. They would always tell you, and even like I recommend most people demo for a while. And demo trading is just allowing you to practice and get used to, taking a trade, putting your parameters. After I had figured out how to do that by like day 4, day 5, by like day 8 or day 9, I was already trying to wire money into an account on Trader's Way at the time. And I was using small risk because I just wanted to see like the money get lost or made. And made $7 on a trade in probably like 20 minutes. And mind you, I was making $10 an hour at Target. I'm like, damn. I basically just made my hourly in like 20 minutes. And the other thing too that changed my mindset on is like, bro, I remember if I would make $10 in an hour at Target and then I'll go to Chipotle and get a burrito that will also cost $10. I would literally see the transaction as an hour of my life versus 20 minutes in bias. You see what I'm saying? Of
Yeah.
taking a trade. Like it's with trading, I started to realize that when I spend money, I wasn't looking at it as hourly how much I was making, and I really appreciated that because that used to eat up at me, man. Like
Yeah.
if I would spend $20, I'm like, there goes 2 hours. So
Mm.
that whole thought process, I hated always feeling like there goes my, like that's, I literally just spent 2 hours for, 2 burritos or whatever.
Yeah.
Burritos and some chips,
Yeah.
shit, inflation, one burrito now.
Yeah, now, yeah. Not even one burrito
Right,
now. One
right.
burrito like $16.
Exactly.
Guys will reach out to me and ask me what they want to do next in life and how to do it. Man, I help it. Like, I get the random DMs in my general where I may not necessarily see it unless I stumble upon it. I'm not one of those dudes that's like, you got to pay me. Like, like a consultant or something. Like, no, like I can come up with a message and teach. I've had guys who call me 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And I try to integrate it where it's like, I'm in Miami traffic. Cool, call me now. Or I'm working from home. Call me when I'm working and woo ask your questions. Cause I love being able to give back to them because it reminds me why I'm still doing what I'm doing. And I think when you brought up, the Bible and stuff like that, what separated, I grew up in a Catholic household, New Orleans, I grew up in a Catholic household, but my purpose is bigger than my faith. Because what more can I ask from God? I have both my legs and both my arms. I can see out my eyes. Why would I ask more from him? Why would I pray to God about a girl that don't want to talk to me, a job that won't hire me, some food on the table? You have the means to get it all. So instead of me because then you're asking God with everybody else's problem that's going on, why pay attention to me? Why am I that important where your own son was begging for your forgiveness and begging for you to help him? He died. So I'm not dying right now. So why would I ask for help? That's kind of like, if you really think about it, like I only talk to God for gratefulness. When I wake up in the morning, I'm glad my eyes are open and I can wake up beside my dogs, go get some money. And then when I go to sleep, I pray to God, say, thank you for my day, no matter what happened. Thank you for today. Because I know a lot of people who lift their head from their bed don't get a chance to put it back down. So like I never, like my purpose is way bigger than faith. And what I mean by that, like I'm not atheist or anything like that, but what I mean by that is it's like I'm willing to sit here and say everything's glass half full. This problem that I have is my fault, but that's a good problem to have. You can't escape a problem. Like everybody who's sitting there wondering like, oh, I want to fix this problem. I'm going to tell you, since being down here in Miami, you want to know the size of a man, it's the size of his problems. Like look at the president. You got to run this whole country. Look at somebody who live with their parents. Your problem is no one wants to talk to you. You ain't got no money. No girl wants to talk to you. But then imagine you like a guy who has a whole bunch of money. You got your own businesses. That's a big problem to have. You gotta run businesses, watch a whole bunch of people. You can't run away from a problem. Pick a problem you want. Find a problem that you're willing to have, whether it's raise a family, have that bad girl that's with you that wants to be catered, or find a problem to have and deal with that problem. Because you cannot, I don't care how hard you try. I don't think that's a scenario I can really think of for a man where you won't have a problem at all. Like even if like you about to die, your problem is you about to die. That's a problem. You about to leave people you love for the rest of your life, or for the rest of their lives. So yeah, I'm always happy about life. I'm always happy about life at all times.
This man is cooking right now. He's cooking right now. Listen, oh man, wow, you dropping some gems. My purpose is bigger than my faith. That one hit. That one hit. Because how you articulated it is interesting. And it makes sense. Like, man, I only talk that, and I say something very similar. People are like, man, just pray about it, do this, do that. And I'm like, man, nah, I only pray to say, thanks. I only pray to say, keep me going. The problems that I started, I gotta fix them. I have the means to fix them. Yeah. I gotta figure it out now. He gave me the ability to wake up and do it again. Try it again. Fail again. Win again. Just go for it. And so now I really do like that. When it comes to SEO, what is a good benchmark for a small business?
So that's why I said first understand it. Right. You want to understand it. And so some key points you want to understand is what is a title? What is the description? What is your H1? Just understand the basics of what SEO is as far as on page, because those are going to be some of the most important things that need to be addressed on your website. Okay. So understanding the basis of what it takes for your business before you start purchasing, because when you hire someone, you need to be able to know what a finished basement looks like.
Yeah.
Right? Like you, in order for you to hire somebody, you want to know those things. And it's not nearly as hard as someone may think. I mean, I make somebody expert in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
You'll understand how to a website works. 30 minutes. You'll understand what each of those elements are, what should be included, and you will understand what to look for on your page.
So that's kind of like the plumber thing. Like if it takes a plumber 30 minutes to fix the problem, but he charged you like $10,000, it's costing for what he knows.
Well, so when I say understanding what needs to be there, right? You may see what you understand that a toilet is supposed to flush and goes all the way through, but not understand all the mechanics of a toilet. I think this space is you may not understand even what a title tag is or a meta tag is or an alt tag. You don't even know what that is. So you looking at this toilet, not even understanding how it works. And I think that's the part that's important for a person who's trying to hire someone to do this service. You just need to understand, because when you're paying somebody 4 months, 6 months, you want to see certain things happening and changing so that your website can progress and move up in ranking and get you more traffic. That makes sense.
And so what makes somebody a number one website on Google first page?
So to be the best, to be in the number one position on Google, you're going to make the best website. So right now in this year, in this climate, is going to have the best content. More content means better results. So if you can show me why you're the best plumber, for example, you have the best information about a plumber. If I'm looking for water heater repair, what are the problems that I'll have with the water heater? Why should I hire you? What are the things what are the service that you offer? Then you will likely get an opportunity to get ranked on that first page. It's not just about authority as it once was. Some of these companies, are new websites that are getting visibility like never before for some very competitive terms. So right now, it's really about creating valuable content using the tools we have, which of course is AI and other things like that, to create great experiences, whether it's your pictures, your words, to show the person who's searching for the information exactly what they're looking for. And that gives you a chance right now. So when I say that, the best website is not always every page, it's one page. So the term water heater repair, you can get that page ranked number one. You're the best at water heater repair, right? But you just talked about a clogged toilet. You also want to be the first for clogged toilet. But what if you're not number one? You could be number 3. But then you need to, clogged pipe, clogged drain. What you want to be, you could be number 4 for that. Then you talk about installing a water heater repair. Installing water heater may be 2 different pages because there's more information about that, because you have tankless, water heater, and you want to explain the difference between the two, right? So what happens is you have these different pages. Each page is another window, an opportunity for someone to come on your website. And so what we got to do with our websites is communicate to the user exactly what they need for that particular service and why we're the best option for them.
You becoming a surgeon, has that changed your way of life?
Yeah, of course. When you're a surgeon, you just know how fragile life is, and you just know that anything, can alter your life or end your life, right? Especially when I was doing a lot of trauma. I mean, when I was doing a lot of trauma, you see so many things that are you have nightmares about. Gunshot wounds, people falling from a construction site and landing on a rebar,
Wow.
all that kind of stuff. I've even had people with a shark still attached to them that I've had to remove off of them.
Wow.
So, and then of course, you deal with the other side, which is a lot of stuff I deal with now, which is like breast cancer, colon cancer, that type of stuff. You see all that type of stuff.
And then what about like from a holistic or like a health standpoint?
Well, I do. So I specialize in bariatric surgery, which is surgery for weight loss. But I don't just do surgery. I treat people with medications. I put them on special diets. I encourage them to exercise. So that's a holistic approach, because you don't want to just operate on someone right away. You don't want to just give them medications. You try to treat them holistically, help them get in tune with their body, help them understand how nutrition. A lot of people don't understand how nutrition works.
So how does nutrition work?
I tell people there's different ways. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to maintain? The first thing I tell my patients, you should always be looking at the label when you were about to eat something. That's a major key, because then you can see, well, how many calories are you taking in? Numbers in versus numbers out. If you're taking in more calories than you're burning in a day, guess what? You're going to put on weight.
What's the worst, most common thing that most people eat?
Sugar, sodas.
And so you don't eat sugar or sodas?
I eat a lot of sugar. I love sugar, but I know like what I try to do is I try to offset it with exercising. But sugar is it's carbohydrates, right? Or it's just pure sweets, like, you know, if you eat a candy bar or drink a Coca-Cola or a Mountain Dew. But sugar is really one of our biggest problems.
And what about what, you know, a lot of other people say, like these chips are killing you, McDonald's is killing you, you know, all of that stuff from like the inside?
I mean, that stuff is not good for you. A lot of this stuff is probably carcinogenic also, meaning that, you know, probably stimulating or forming cancer also, right? I think everything has to be done in moderation. So you can eat McDonald's if you know, I wouldn't recommend it, but
do you eat fast food?
I try not to eat fast food. You know, sometimes if I'm working late and I've been operating all day long, there's nothing else open. Yeah. It's not like New York where you can I could get food at any time of the day or the night. So I really try not to eat fast food, but there's a lot of food that we eat, like maybe you're not eating fast food, but you're eating food that's heavy in carbohydrates, high in cholesterol, or maybe you're just eating too much. Maybe your portions are too much. A lot of people don't understand about portion control. You should be eating, you know, 4 to 6 small meals a day, right?
And is there a time frame that you should stop eating?
You shouldn't eat, you know, I tell my patients who are really probably dealing with weight issues not to eat after 6 or 7 o'clock p.m. And then I also tell people to do intermittent fasting, which would be, you know, maybe having a small window during the day where you eat. Like, let's say you eat from 12 till 8 p.m. That's only 8 hours, or 10 till 6. And then the rest of the time you're fasting. And so that's how I maintain my weight. I do a lot of intermittent fasting because a lot of times I'll be working many hours and then I'll end up eating whatever is available to me.
Got it. Okay. And so I've watched a lot of things with Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Okay.
And you know, he brings up a lot of cases where, you know, on the science side of the house, he's like, well, this shouldn't be possible. But you have people that have grown back like organs and everything like that. Have you ever been in a scenario where somebody's surgery went way better because their body did something that it normally shouldn't do?
I'll tell you this. If you are healthy, your outcome of surgery is always going to be better. People don't understand when they are not healthy, they're overweight, they smoke, it just makes everything a lot worse for outcomes, right? So as far as like an organ growing back, there's certain organs that regenerate, like the liver, right? But the body's not really magical. I mean, it's based on science, and if you don't treat your body well, it's not going to perform well.
And so day trading, we just had QB Stu on here.
Yep.
What, 2-3 days ago?
I know, Stu.
Yeah, and he gave us a whole insight to day trading, but it has a bad rep. Like, you don't come across like crazy, but a lot of these guys come out with like the big chains and like it gives scammer. How do you feel about that?
That's Forex, right? I mean, put it this way. Let me just, QB Stu works with, you guys know Drew. I know you guys. So I'm friends with all of Sway, right? Sway's trading platform, I work with the company that created it, right? So it's like I'm the back end to all of these guys.
Oh, wow.
So I know their lies. It's like you're the influencer, but I'm the broker. So when you're saying that you have $1 million trade, I'm looking at your statements.
It's not real.
I'm the tech provider. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that in the trading niche. My name is Ghost. I'm the ghost of the trading industry, right? So, you know, with the influencers and stuff, it's just like it's lifestyle, because it comes from that multi-level marketing space where you're leveraging the art of trading. Oh yeah, I'll teach you how to trade because
you're making the money off the people.
Yeah, and you're making money off the people. And yeah, you're leveraging that as your selling point. You're marketing that. These guys are making money and they're selling it and marketing to people with their chains, with their cars. This is what trading got me. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? And then that just stuck.
Hmm.
You don't see that kind of see in the crypto space, but crypto's a little bit different. You don't see that on the future side. The people that trade stocks, the people that trade, you know what I mean? You don't really see that. There's maybe 1 or 2 guys and they're like 19, 20. They're actually good because you can't fake the regulated space.
Yeah.
Right. So, but you can fake the Forex space because you can do everything. Everything's pretty much relationship based.
Hmm. And so Forex is different from options trading.
Mm-hmm.
So out of all the trading platform bases, which would you recommend to somebody wanting to start out?
Futures.
Futures? What is that?
So, I mean, the futures market is like it's like you're trading the ETFs of stocks. So, for example, you have the NASDAQ, right? And then that ticker symbol is NQ1. And you're just trading the up and down volume of it. Options, similar to it, but it's more of I treat it like more of a hedging of a risk asset. And then Forex is a derivative of futures. So in the Forex market, the market data, there's no centralized bank, right? So there is no one-stop shop of data because it's coming from the CME of the futures market. So like when NQ1 is prices 1, 2, 3, 4, but the candles are the same.
Got it.
Forex is 4, 5, 6, 7. The candles are the same. There's no regulatory body for Forex trading, which is why a lot of guys can get away with it.
Yeah.
Futures, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Everything's verified, everything's regulated, everything is done government-wise. Right?
So what would Roaring Kitty be under? What was he doing? Yeah, the guy who
for
did,
GameStop?
yeah.
Options.
Options, okay. And so
Options and just pure stock.
In these markets, since you're on the back end, do you feel like there's forces at play outside of just the influencers that make it a rigged game?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like if you own a broker, you can see all the orders, right? There's certain brokers that trade against their traders. 99% of traders are unprofitable anyway, right? So if you know that 90% of your user base of your company is trading one way, sentiment-wise, they're losing. You go in your brokerage and trade the opposite trade.
And that's legal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But the whole game of trading is someone wins, someone loses. There's some traders that really liquidate positions of their own brokerage, right? And those are the scams. It's just like if you think about crypto, these meme coins, you pump a meme coin out, but if you own majority of it, you sell, the whole price gets fluctuated, right?
Like Dogecoin.
Yeah, the Dogecoin's a meme coin technically, yeah. But, that's why it's important to have a trustworthy source of where you're putting your money at, who is running it, stuff like that.